Hello, Alexander.
Hello.
It's kind of weird to have a British guy to play a French king, isn't that?
Is it?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know. There was a lot of, I wouldn't say bad press, but a lot of attention drawn to the fact that me and George were cast as the long, well, especially for him, the longest reigning monarch, in Europe for Louis XIV. But I mean, I guess it's weird, but I mean, we're on season 3 now, and I think people have got used to the idea that we're playing these characters and hopefully doing them well enough that people get over the fact that we're British and we're not French. And this show, it wants to be sold internationally. It has been sold internationally very well, 136 countries worldwide, which is huge, and I think not to take away from the French language, but I think the reason why that show is as internationally successful as it is because we're doing it in English.
Obviously.
And it means that the brand is bigger. It means that for marketing purposes, they can spread to more people. I'm really lucky, actually, really lucky. Me and George are very blessed that we get to play these incredible characters. So I'm just having a time of our lives.
Do you learn this part of this period of time in history in school?
No, I didn't actually, not at all. We did learn this part of history, but not the French side. We learned Charles II, Great Fire of London, the Plague. That was sort of the time of this was happening, but on the other side of the pond. Mm-hmm. I can remember there was a footnote in a history book about there was a French king, he had lots of women. It was like a little additional thing that was sort of thrown away. So Louis XIV and the Versailles and everything, like the La Fronde and all that sort of things, none at all. So when I got the scripts through, I was like, what's going on?
Your character, I think, is my favorite character.
You're just saying that until someone else turns up.
No, I'm not, because he's the most interesting, I think, with his rivalry with his brother and the kind of the failure he's made himself, a victim, I think.
Yeah, he does play the victim a lot, which is, I think he enjoys playing the victim. It's such a joy of a character, incredibly complicated. Goes from being joyous and full of life to depressive and miserable to fighting his brother to loving his brother to kissing his wife and wanting to have a child with her and then falling and being madly in love with his boyfriend. He's homosexual, he's a warrior, he's a peacock, he's a cross-dresser. It's everything and nothing at the same time, and it's just a challenge. Every day I have to try and channel my inner Philippe, I think, which is very tricky sometimes.
And I don't know, the way you walk in the show, it's special.
Thank you. That'll be the heels. No, this it's weird. I don't believe in method acting. I don't believe in that concept.
Yeah.
I think it's quite archaic. But there's something that happens when I play Philippe that it's transformative then. And when I inhabit the wig and the shoes and the costume, I do become a different person. I become a very miserable, grumpy, impatient person when actually, as you can tell, I'm full of life and happiness. But playing Philippe, playing Philippe is, it allows me to channel a darkness within myself. Mm-hmm. I don't have any brothers or sisters. I'm an only child, so there's something that Philippe allows me to channel, sort of family love or family unlove, rivalry. Sibling sort of quality that I don't have, which means that I get to explore something in my personality which I never get to do before. So it's such a joy, such a joy.
I feel like for every British actor, they have to go through this case, the period drama case.
Right. the phase of going through to having to do one and take one on. Yeah. Well, that's funny you should say that, but there used to be a thing in the UK called The Bill. It was like a cop show, and there's like lots of shows that every actor seems to have to go through, like a sort of genre. You do your cop show, then you do your daytime soap, then you do your period drama, and then you get to go and do films, and sci-fi is usually a good one, or an alien film, or a horror film.
Doctor Who? Sorry. Just said that, sorry.
Don't mention it. I'm still stinging from it. No, so everyone wants to go through things, but I kind of resent, I don't mean towards you, but I resent that Versailles is called a period drama, because I think it's so much more than that. I mean, it happens to be a period drama because we as an audience like to box things in categories and in genres, but actually Versailles is more akin to House of Cards than it is towards Downton Abbey. We happen to be in beautiful clothes and costumes, but we speak in a very modern way, we act in a very modern way. The music's incredibly modern. It's shot beautifully, and then sometimes very dark and gritty.
How the show is perceived in Great Britain?
Well, initially they called it Porn and Cravats. Because of the nudity. No, in the UK we're a very bizarre audience demographic, and we watch shows and we have a very conservative outlook. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes we're incredibly liberal. Mm-hmm. people were very affronted by the nudity, whereas in France there wasn't enough. They're very proud of me and George and Anna and Sarah Winter having 4 leads, British cast, front running a show. They're very proud of that in the UK. They're very open and loving towards the relationship of the Chevalier and the Philippe,
Yep.
the Montchevy. Like, they adore that. But we've grown on an audience, you know, and it gets shown on BBC Two at
Yep.
9 p.m. on Fridays, and it's and we've got a solid audience, about 2 million people watch it every Friday live, which is great to see.
If the Versailles had a universal message to give, what would it be?
Believe in the light. Sun King. That power sometimes is too much. Sometimes, and we can see that right now with Trump, May, not to get too political on Mademoiselle, but you know, sometimes having too much power is a bad thing. Okay, that maybe that's the one. Maybe that's the life lesson to be had. Maybe Louis should just slow down just a little bit. You know.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.